There are moments in life when the heart whispers a question the tongue is afraid to ask. A question that rises not from arrogance, but from pain, from loss, from unanswered prayers and silent nights. Does God exist? And if He does, where was He when I was breaking? Where was He when the doors closed, when the tears fell, when hope felt distant? These questions do not make you weak. They make you human. Faith is not the absence of doubt. Faith is what survives after doubt knocks on the door. Tonight we are not here to silence questions, but to walk through them with honesty and courage. Because the truth is, God does not disappear when we question Him. He draws closer. Every heartbeat you didn't command, every breath you didn't earn, every moment you were protected without realizing it, these are not coincidences. They are signs. And when the mind hesitates, the soul remembers. God exists, not only in the heavens, but in the quiet strength that keeps you standing, in the mercy that finds you even when you are lost, and in the light that refuses to leave your darkness. There is a question that has echoed through every generation, whispered in the hearts of the curious, and shouted in the minds of the desperate. Does God exist? It is a question that has no age, no boundary, and no single answer that can satisfy everyone. Yet in the quiet moments of reflection, the answer becomes clear if we dare to look closely. When we step outside and observe the world around us, we notice patterns that cannot be explained by randomness. The sun rises and sets with unwavering precision. The moon follows its orbit as if guided by an unseen hand, and the stars light up the night sky in constellations that have inspired awe for millennia. This is not a mere coincidence. It is a language written in the cosmos, a silent message from the Creator to the hearts of those willing to see. Every sunrise carries with it a promise, every blooming flower a testimony, every flowing river a whisper of design. The intricate order of the universe, from the smallest atom to the largest galaxy, speaks of intention. If chaos alone ruled, we would not find such elegance and balance. The planets revolve with mathematical perfection. The seasons shift in harmony with life's rhythms, and the laws of nature govern existence in a way that allows life to flourish. Consider the delicate balance of the earth itself, the atmosphere that shields us from harm, the oceans that regulate climate, the gravity that holds us in place. None of this happens by chance, for chance does not create balance, nor does it engineer such complexity. Life itself is a miracle we often take for granted. The human body is a masterpiece of design, an orchestra of systems working in perfect synchrony. The heart beats tirelessly, the lungs draw air without conscious effort, the brain processes millions of thoughts, and the cells regenerate to repair damage constantly. Every thought we have, every feeling we experience, every sense that allows us to engage with the world is a reflection of intelligence beyond our comprehension. The DNA inside us is a code, a language written with infinite wisdom, guiding the formation of life with astonishing precision. One single cell contains more information than the most advanced computers humans have created. And yet we are alive, breathing, and conscious, marveling at the world that exists outside and within. Nature itself is a testimony to God's existence. Watch a bee navigate with instinctive accuracy, pollinating flowers with purpose. Observe the migratory patterns of birds that travel thousands of miles and yet find their way home. Witness the resilience of a tree that grows through harsh conditions, reaching for the sun, surviving storms, and providing life to countless creatures. These are not random acts. These are signs of design, of wisdom, and of a force that nurtures and sustains. Even the smallest details reveal the Creator's presence. The symmetry of a leaf the colors of a rainbow, the way raindrops fall in perfect rhythm, all of these point to a reality that is deliberate, beautiful, and purposeful. When we look at the vastness of the universe, we see order that defies imagination. Galaxies spin with precision, planets align, and stars are born and die in cycles that follow laws beyond human understanding. If there were no God, how could there be such harmony? How could chaos create such perfection, such balance, such beauty? Every question about existence leads us back to the undeniable evidence of a creator. Even human consciousness, the ability to think, reason, feel, and dream, is a sign of God's hand. No matter how advanced science becomes, it cannot fully explain the spark that gives life meaning, the awareness that allows us to perceive ourselves and the universe. This awareness is not accidental, it is intentional. Our curiosity, our sense of morality, our longing for love and connection, and our search for purpose all point to a higher reality. History is filled with witnesses to this truth. Across cultures, across centuries, countless people have experienced moments of clarity, moments when they felt the presence of God unmistakably. Some felt it in prayer, others in the silence of nature, some in the miracle of birth, and others in the depths of suffering. It is in these moments that the veil lifts, and we recognize that life is more than random events. The universe is not silent. It is speaking to us, offering signs and guiding those who seek. We see the hand of God not only in creation, but in the preservation of life. When calamity strikes, when danger looms, and when we are surrounded by what seems impossible, we find protection, strength, and solutions in ways we could not have orchestrated ourselves. The resilience of the human spirit is supported by unseen forces. Opportunities appear at the right moment. People cross our paths who change our lives, and guidance comes in forms both subtle and profound. These are not coincidences, these are the fingerprints of a creator who is intimately involved in the tapestry of existence. Consider the miracles that science marvels at but cannot fully explain. The healing of the body, the spontaneous recovery from illness, the precise timing of events that change lives, all these defy logic and point to something greater than ourselves. Nature, life, and consciousness are not mere accidents, they are evidence, proof written in the language of existence, declaring that God is present, active, and real. We are surrounded by signs if we choose to see them. A child's first breath, the laughter that fills a room, the tears that cleanse the soul, these are divine whispers. The stars above us, the oceans beneath, the mountains that stand tall, these are divine declarations. The harmony that pervades existence, the order that allows life to persist, and the beauty that inspires awe, all converge to answer the question that many ask in doubt. Yes, God exists. This is not an answer that requires belief without observation. It is a conclusion drawn from the undeniable evidence in the world around us. Every element, every moment, every breath points to the presence of a creator who is both powerful and intimate, both magnificent and near. It is in the details, in the complexity, in the design, and in the miracles of life that we find certainty. Those who search earnestly, who observe keenly, and who reflect deeply cannot escape the truth that God's existence is written in the very fabric of reality. The patterns of life, the cycles of nature, the rhythm of the universe, and the intricate design of living beings all testify to a force beyond chance, a power beyond comprehension, a wisdom beyond human intellect. This evidence is not bound by culture, religion, or geography. It is universal. It speaks to every human being regardless of background, calling them to recognize the Creator in the world they inhabit. Science, philosophy, art, and history all converge to point to this truth. The more we explore, the more we understand, the more we see that the universe is not a product of random events, but of deliberate creation. This realization transforms the way we see ourselves, our purpose, and our existence. It inspires awe, gratitude, and humility. It awakens the heart to a reality greater than what the eyes can see and the mind can comprehend. To deny God in the face of such evidence is to close one's eyes to the wonders around us, to dismiss the elegance of life, and to ignore the harmony that sustains existence. Faith, in this sense, is not blind. It is enlightened by observation, strengthened by reflection, and confirmed by experience. Each day provides new opportunities to witness the evidence of God's existence. A gentle breeze, the warmth of the sun, the fragrance of flowers, the rhythm of life, all remind us that creation is purposeful. Every event, every encounter, and every moment carries a trace of divine wisdom. And in recognizing this, we find meaning. We see that life is not random, that our existence is not meaningless, and that there is a force guiding, sustaining, and loving beyond measure. This understanding does not negate challenges, suffering, or questions. In fact, it embraces them, knowing that even in difficulty, there is a design, a lesson, and a hand guiding the unseen. Those who reflect on nature, life, and the universe cannot help but arrive at the conclusion that God exists. It is written in the stars, etched in the mountains, carried by the rivers, and whispered by the wind. It is present in the complexity of life, the beauty of creation, and the miracle of consciousness. The evidence surrounds us at all times, waiting for the attentive heart and the reflective mind to notice it. To acknowledge God is not to close our minds to inquiry, it is to open them to truth, to humility, and to gratitude. It is to recognize the patterns, the order, and the wisdom that speak louder than words. The existence of God is not only a matter of belief, it is a matter of observation, reflection, and understanding. The world itself becomes a testament, a living proof of a Creator who is both magnificent and intimate, both powerful and loving, both near and transcendent. And so, when the question arises, does God exist? We can answer with confidence, clarity, and certainty by looking at the world, by observing the order, the design, and the miracles of life. We see that the answer is yes, beyond any reasonable doubt. God exists, not as a distant concept, but as an active presence, writing the story of creation, guiding the unfolding of life, and sustaining the universe in perfect harmony, revealing himself to those who choose to look, to reflect, and to see the undeniable truth in the beauty, order, and complexity of the world we inhabit, pointing to the Creator who is present in every detail, in every heartbeat, and in every breath that sustains life. There's a presence that dwells within us, even when we fail to recognize it, a force that guides, protects, and whispers to our hearts in ways we often cannot explain. God exists not only in the vastness of the universe, but within our very souls, in the silent moments of reflection, in the beat of our hearts, and in the experiences that shape our lives. When we pause and listen carefully, we can sense this presence in the ordinary and the extraordinary, in the joys that fill us with gratitude, and in the trials that teach us strength. Many of us search for God in distant places, thinking that divinity is something beyond our reach, something abstract, something that requires grand gestures or extraordinary circumstances to encounter. Yet the truth is that God is nearer than we imagine, residing in the quiet corners of our existence, in the decisions we make, and in the compassion we show. Every act of kindness, every moment of love, every choice to persevere is a reflection of this divine presence at work within us. When life feels overwhelming, when uncertainty clouds our path, and when despair threatens to consume us, it is this presence that steadies us. guiding our steps even when the way forward is unclear. God exists in the resilience that emerges from hardship, in the courage that allows us to continue when hope seems lost, and in the peace that fills our hearts when we surrender to trust. Our experiences, both joyous and painful, are not random. They are threads woven into a tapestry by a hand far greater than our own. The laughter of a child, the comfort of a friend, the moments of synchronicity that change the course of our lives, all of these are evidence that God is intimately involved in the unfolding of our stories. Even in silence, when we feel abandoned or unseen, God is present, working in ways we cannot yet comprehend. Prayer is not only a request, it is a conversation with the divine within us, a dialogue that reminds us that we are never truly alone. Even when our prayers seem unanswered, the response may be subtle, quiet, or delayed, but it is always there. God is active in shaping our circumstances, protecting us from dangers we cannot foresee, and providing opportunities for growth that we might otherwise overlook. Life is filled with signs and messages, and the discerning heart recognizes them. A chance encounter, an unexpected solution, a moment of clarity. These are not mere coincidences, but the fingerprints of a Creator who is deeply involved in every detail of our lives. The beauty of existence is that God does not merely exist as an external force. God exists within us, empowering us to make choices, nurturing our capacity for love, and guiding us toward our highest potential. When we act with integrity, when we offer compassion, when we forgive and show mercy, we are participating in a divine presence that resides in our hearts. This realization transforms how we perceive ourselves, others, and the world. The awareness that God exists within our experiences brings meaning to struggle and clarity to confusion. It teaches us that nothing is wasted, that every challenge carries a lesson, and that every joy is a reflection of divine grace. In moments of despair, we often forget that our suffering is witnessed, that our efforts are seen, and that our endurance is supported. God is present in the shadows as well as the light, in our doubts as well as our certainties, in our weaknesses as well as our strengths. Recognizing this presence requires attentiveness, reflection, and a willingness to trust. When we listen to our hearts, when we pay attention to the guidance that comes through intuition, conscience, and inspiration, we begin to sense the divine working through us. It is not always loud or dramatic, but subtle, consistent, and profoundly transformative. The human experience is rich with evidence of God's existence. The bonds we form, the love we give and receive, the resilience we exhibit, and the growth we achieve all point to a higher intelligence guiding our lives. Even the smallest acts of kindness ripple outward, creating consequences beyond our understanding, a testament to a Creator who works through us and within us. Every experience, whether joyous or challenging, is an opportunity to encounter God. The laughter that lifts our spirits, the tears that cleanse our hearts, the moments of awe that take our breath away, these are all signs that we are connected to something greater than ourselves. God exists not only in miraculous events, but in the ordinary, in the rhythm of daily life, in the choices we make, and in the love we share. To deny God's presence within our experiences is to ignore the countless ways in which life itself testifies to a higher power. We are not merely passive observers of existence, we are participants, co-creators, and witnesses to divine action. The guidance we feel, the intuition that steers us, the insights that come at the right moment, all these are the ways God communicates with us through our experiences. Life is a canvas, and each event, encounter, and feeling is a stroke painted with intention. revealing the presence of God in the unfolding story. When we face challenges, God's presence is especially evident. It may come as inner strength we did not know we possessed, clarity in moments of confusion, or resilience that carries us through hardship. These experiences demonstrate that we are never alone, that our lives are supported, and that we are guided by a force that is both loving and wise. The protective, guiding, and nurturing presence of God is evident in countless ways if we open our ear to see. Even in moments of failure or loss, there is a hand that redirects, a force that heals, and a wisdom that transforms pain into growth. God exists not as an abstract concept, but as an intimate reality, intimately involved in the experiences that shape our lives. Recognizing this presence brings peace, clarity, and purpose. We begin to understand that no encounter is meaningless, no challenge is wasted, and no blessing is accidental. Every experience carries significance, and every moment is infused with divine guidance. The ability to see God in our experiences transforms the way we live. We become more attentive, more grateful, more compassionate, and more intentional. We begin to notice the subtle signs, the divine interventions, and the messages embedded in our lives. We recognize that the universe is not indifferent but responsive, that life is not random but guided, and that every step we take is accompanied by a presence that loves, protects, and directs. God's presence within our experiences is a source of hope. It reminds us that even when life feels chaotic or unfair, there is a pattern, a purpose, and a wisdom beyond our understanding. This awareness allows us to face difficulties with courage, to navigate uncertainty with confidence, and to embrace the journey of life with trust. It also teaches us to value the present moment, to find meaning in the ordinary, and to recognize the sacredness in everyday experiences. The evidence of God's existence in our experiences is all around us. When we look deeply, we see it in the guidance that comes when we need it most, the protection that shields us from harm, the opportunities that arise at the perfect time, and the love that surrounds us even when we feel isolated. Every experience, every challenge, and every blessing is a testimony to the divine presence actively participating in our lives. To live with. The awareness of God's presence is to live with gratitude, humility, and purpose. It is to recognize that we are never alone, that our lives are guided, and that our experiences are infused with meaning. The presence of God within our hearts and experiences transforms how we perceive ourselves, others, and the world. It inspires us to act with integrity, to treat others with compassion, and to embrace life fully, knowing that we are part of a larger design, guided and nurtured by a loving Creator. Even in moments of doubt, fear, or uncertainty, this presence remains, offering strength, clarity, and reassurance. The experiences we encounter are not random, they are purposeful, guiding us toward growth, understanding, and fulfillment. When we recognize